200 people, on a beach, on a summer evening. And then, out of nowhere, a funnel cloud rips in off the ocean. In minutes, roofs are gone, cabanas are shredded into splinters, furniture is flying through the air like shrapnel. 40 miles away in Jersey City, the sky opens up and the streets stop being streets. They become rivers. Drivers are trapped, water climbing up their doors, up their windows. 69 of them, rescued one by one, pulled out of their own cars by crews wading through the flood on foot. 2 disasters, one night, one city that almost never sees anything like this. Welcome to extreme weather. Hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss a storm, and let's get into it. On Thursday, August 20th, 2026, a powerful line of thunderstorms rolled straight into the New York City metro area, and it did not behave like a normal summer storm. Heavy rain and damaging wind swept across the region that evening, and the National Weather Service had already flagged something unusual for this part of the country: the potential for tornadic activity along the coast. That's not a warning New Yorkers hear often. Long Island, in particular, is not tornado country. At least, it's not supposed to be. But the atmosphere had other plans. Warm, moisture-heavy air was colliding with a fast-moving front, creating exactly the kind of instability that spins up rotation over open water. And that's precisely what happened along the south shore of Long Island, where meteorologists began tracking not one, but multiple waterspouts forming just offshore. At the same time, that same storm cell was dropping an extraordinary amount of rain inland, setting up the second half of this story, a flash flood emergency that would unfold in Jersey City within the same few hours. So by the time the sun went down that Thursday, 2 completely different disasters were building from the exact same storm system. One spinning out over the ocean, the other pooling in the streets. Let's go through both of them, piece by piece, because the details of what actually happened are even more intense than the headlines suggest. This is where the night gets almost unbelievable. Somewhere between 6:30 and 7 p.m., witnesses near the East Rockaway Inlet, the channel separating the Rockaways in Queens from Long Island's Nassau County, spotted a long funnel cloud stretching down out of the clouds and touching the water's surface. That's a waterspout. A tornado, essentially, that forms over water instead of land. Most waterspouts stay over the water and dissipate before ever reaching shore. This one didn't. It kept its shape, kept moving, and crossed onto land in the far western end of Atlantic Beach, a small, densely packed beach community on Long Island's South Shore. The next morning, the National Weather Service's office in Upton made it official. After reviewing radar data, eyewitness video of the funnel making landfall, and the damage pattern left behind, they confirmed a tornadic touchdown in Atlantic Beach. This wasn't a maybe. It wasn't storm damage that might have been wind. It was a confirmed tornado, the first one to touch down in Nassau County in 5 years, and the first tornado activity anywhere near New York City since a tornado outbreak back in November 2021. And of all the places it could have hit, it hit one of the most crowded spots on the beach that evening, the Sun and Surf Beach Club, a long-running, generations-old family beach club. Fire officials estimated roughly 200 people were on the property when the tornado struck. Try to picture that scene. A packed beach club on a warm August evening, kids running around, families relaxing after a day in the sun, and then, in a matter of minutes, the sky turns and a tornado is bearing down on all of them. One staff member who had worked at the club for 2 decades described the moment it hit. He ran outside, then toward the back of the property, trying to help clear out as many people as he could as the destruction unfolded around him. The damage was severe. According to the National Weather Service, this tornado carried winds in the range of 100 to 110 miles per hour, technically classified as a weak tornado on the damage scale, but weak doesn't mean gentle. That kind of wind speed is more than capable of ripping roofs off buildings, and that's exactly what happened. Drone footage taken the following morning showed cabanas reduced to splinters, wood and furniture scattered across the property as if a bomb had gone off. The numbers on the damage vary slightly depending on the source, but local reporting placed it at somewhere between 30 and 50 cabanas destroyed or damaged, along with structural damage to at least one building, including a partially torn-off roof. 2 beach clubs were affected in total, Sun and Surf and the neighboring Silver Point Beach Club. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman held a press conference the following morning to lay out the timeline and the response. Officials pegged the touchdown at somewhere around 6:50 to 7:11 p.m. Accounts differ by about 20 minutes, which tells you just how fast and chaotic the event actually was. Blakeman didn't downplay how serious it could have been, calling it a major weather event that unfolded in a matter of minutes, and pointing out just how fortunate the outcome was given how many people were on site. And here's the number that matters most. Out of roughly 200 people at that beach club, only one person suffered an injury, described as minor. No fatalities, no serious injuries. Blakeman himself said it plainly. It came down to luck. A club that's normally packed during summer evenings hit directly by a tornado, and somehow the human cost was almost nothing. That said, officials weren't taking any chances. Search crews swept through the wreckage immediately afterward, specifically to make sure nobody was trapped inside any of the collapsed or damaged cabana structures. The Inwood fire chief later confirmed that no one needed to be physically rescued from the debris. Every person made it out on their own. Nassau County declared a state of emergency in the immediate aftermath, a move designed to fast-track the damage assessment and cleanup process. Both beach clubs were shut down indefinitely, while structural engineers and officials made sure the surviving buildings were actually safe to reopen. Management at the clubs posted updates asking members to stay away entirely until an official all clear was given. Meanwhile, this wasn't an isolated funnel cloud. The National Weather Service noted that radar showed a second area of rotation roughly a mile further east along the same stretch of coastline, meaning there may have been a second waterspout that also moved toward shore in the Atlantic Beach and Five Towns area. As of the initial assessment, no additional damage reports had come in connected to that second circulation, but the Weather Service said they'd continue investigating alongside emergency management partners to map out the full scope of what actually touched land that evening. While Long Island was dealing with a tornado ripping through a beach club, a very different kind of emergency was unfolding across the water. In Jersey City, New Jersey, the same storm system responsible for the Atlantic Beach tornado was also producing torrential, fast-falling rain inland, the kind that doesn't give drainage systems or drivers any time to react. Streets that were completely normal minutes earlier turned into moving water within what felt like no time at all. Jersey City Mayor James Solomon confirmed the scale of what happened. Emergency crews rescued 69 people who had become trapped inside their own cars after floodwater overtook them. 69 separate rescues, in one city, in a single night. Think about what that actually looks like on the ground. That's not one dramatic rescue captured on video, that's dozens and dozens of individual emergencies happening at roughly the same time, all across the city, as water rose around cars faster than drivers could get out or find higher ground. The rescue operation itself was not simple. Emergency crews had to physically wade through streets with water sitting at knee height, using small inflatable boats to navigate through the flooded roads and reach people stranded in their vehicles. This is dangerous, physically exhausting work, moving through moving water, in the dark, trying to locate and extract person after person from cars that, in some cases, were becoming genuinely unsafe to remain in. And despite the sheer scale of it, 69 people needing direct rescue, there's no report of serious injuries or deaths connected to the Jersey City flooding. That's a real credit to how fast the city's emergency crews mobilized and how efficiently they worked through the night. The flooding wasn't contained to Jersey City alone either. Across the water in Queens, part of the Long Island Expressway had to be completely shut down in both directions after the roadway became impassable. New York City's Office of Emergency Management confirmed the closure, and footage circulating on social media showed long lines of vehicles stopped dead as rescue crews pushed through standing water, trying to reach anyone who might be stuck. Put those two numbers side by side for a second. 69 water rescues in Jersey City, plus a full highway shutdown in Queens, all triggered by rainfall that fell in a matter of hours, not days. That's the defining feature of flash flooding. It doesn't give you a slow buildup and a warning window like a hurricane does. It gives you minutes. So here's where things stand. On Long Island, cleanup and structural assessments are still underway at both Sun and Surf and Silver Point Beach Club, and the National Weather Service is continuing to investigate whether that second area of rotation near 5 towns also produced damage on land. Nassau County's state of emergency remains in place while officials finish confirming the full scope of what happened. In Jersey City, the floodwaters have receded, but the scale of that rescue operation, 69 people in a single night, is a serious reminder of just how fast urban flash flooding can turn deadly serious, even without a single confirmed fatality this time. 2 entirely different disasters born from the exact same storm system on the exact same evening in the same metro area. A tornado tearing through a packed beach club, a flood swallowing city streets whole, and by some combination of quick emergency response and sheer luck, both of them ended without a single life lost. We'll keep tracking the official National Weather Service damage survey out of Atlantic Beach and any updates out of Jersey City as cleanup continues. If this video helped you understand exactly what went down that night, do us a favor, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you catch our next breakdown the second it drops. Stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next one.